like Yasmin was saying, her friend does this thing where like she asks when was the last time you cried to men on dating apps. To just like it gets straight to the point. I think those are questions that we should ask more regularly. Rather than this whole like, what's your favourite colour? Where'd you work? What'd you do? For like 5 weeks. Like before anything happens.
Yeah, but even with that, some men might have an issue with that because if they've dealt with a woman in the past where he's expressed himself to her and she's used it against him, if now a new woman comes in the scene and she's like, oh, when's the last time you cried? He hasn't healed from that trauma of the last relationship, he's going to probably think that, oh, she's trying to manipulate me or use shit against me. No, I'm not telling her anything. Okay. Which is his problem, yes.
Yeah, but then that's not the man that you're supposed to be with.
True.
You're going to get that now and you're going to get that in 5 weeks.
Yeah. It sounds like he just isn't ready for a relationship at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
which is fine. You don't always, there's another thing we need to be like, you don't always have to be in a relationship. Sometimes you need to work on yourself.
Yeah.
Before you get into a relationship.
True.
But if you like can't communicate that and find like quite vulnerable in that situation, well, not even vulnerable, but like, oh, that's too much for me, then it is too much for you. You need to bow out.
Yeah. Because I like certain
but don't you also feel like it's a bit intrusive?
That's true. It can be.
Yes, but if a girl asks you when was the last time you cried, do you get defensive?
Oh, as in me?
Anyone?
No.
So then why is it different for men?
Because for a lot of men it is different.
That's the problem. That's the whole point. Like,
I want to clarify that my friend who's doing this is like, she's much older than us, and it's not like she never started. She would do all the talking stage, and then she was like, not going anywhere. Like, the 10th, 12th, 20th talking stage was like, it's not going anywhere, and she wants like, you know what I mean?
Deep. Supposed to get to the point.
And clarify, like, before we go giving like advice to everyone does it, they get pissed at me or something. I want to say like this is when you like not like last resort, but this is someone who knows what they want and they know what they don't want.
Yeah, and she knows what she's looking for.
Yeah, knows exactly what she's looking for. Which quite a lot of time when you're dating, you don't know. You're dating, you don't know what you're looking for, but she knows. So
yeah, and I think
I'm just thinking like ethically, like the considerations. You know, like
that is true.
Yeah, but then
because like sociologists, they can't just ask direct questions. They got to kind of like sugarcoat it in case it brings back feelings of trauma and all of that
See,
stuff.
now I'm not telling you to walk around a club asking men, when was the last time you cried? Okay, that's not what I'm telling you to do. I'm saying somewhere within the first, couple of weeks of talking to someone, maybe pop in when was the last time you cried? Or something along those lines. Mm-hmm. Something that is quite sensitive but also generic.
Yeah.
Because crying should be generic. Like if a girl, even if a girl straight up walked up to me and was like, hi, how are you? When was the last time you cried? I'd be like, babe.
Not now.
But I'd be like, why would you ask that? Like it wouldn't be defense. It would be it would be a joke. And I think even if a man isn't ready to have that conversation with you, because it can be sensitive and it can be like whoa, why would you ask that?
Yeah.
The way, like, what he answers that question with will define where he's at.
Okay.
He doesn't have to give you any information. Mm-hmm. That question does not need a yes or a no or like last week, 5 months, this day I was watching Disney. Like no, it doesn't need that. It just needs are you defensive? Are you closed off? Right. Or are you open to tell me?
You're seeing his reaction.
Yes.
Right.
And then I think why that question makes so much sense to me is that with those 3 answers, how he's going to be with everything. Mm-hmm. If he's defensive, he's a defensive man. Yeah. If you have an argument, he's going to be defensive.
He's probably insecure.
Right. And then those are those other problems that come after that, right? Mm. If he's closed off, he's probably closed off with a lot of other stuff. Mm. Because that's a generic question. Mm. And then, if he's open and willing to tell you, well, I cried on this day, whatever, then probably there's more that can be unpacked during a relationship or during more conversations that he's probably willing to have with you. Mm-hmm. Because there shouldn't be any problems. Like I said, if a girl was to just come up to me and ask me that, it's not that I'm going to be like, I cried yesterday on my pillow, and like, it's not going to be like that. It'd be like, whoa, calm down, but why are you asking? Yeah. Like, it would be a laughy, jokey, that's random type thing. Do you get what I mean? Mm-hmm. And then that obviously is because I laugh at emotions.
Yeah.
Like, that's just how I am.
Yeah.
Like, I'd rather laugh than cry. And so that question gives you a quick answer to how I am in most situations.
Yeah.
You know? So I think it helps. No, don't just go around asking people.
Yeah.
And like Yasmin said, that girl obviously knows exactly what she's looking for. And I think, I don't know.
Yeah, because you can't be not knowing what you're looking for and asking questions like that.
Yeah. Because you have no clue.
Yeah.
You don't know, you don't know. You don't know what you're looking for. And I think if you don't know what you're looking for, all of those, like, the little talking stage of what's your favourite colour? What do you do? What are you interested in? All of that then does count. Because you don't know what you're looking for. So somewhere in that, you'll find out whether or not you actually like him or not. You know? But if you know exactly what you're looking for and trying to get straight to the point, then that's a good question.
Yeah. True.
You know? But with that, I don't know whether did we answer it?
The date thing.
Yeah. Like, who should pay on the first date?
Well, before we said the person who asks.
Yeah. Because I say this thing now, like it...
But we still need to unpack that further.
Yeah, so I say this thing now, if I ask to go on the date, so if I say I want to go here, then that means that I should be paying, or that we should be going Dutch, because I'm saying we should go here, and then we both plan it together, and then we go together. If I say I'm taking you out on a date,
I'm paying.
Then I'm paying.
Yeah.
And then if I say we should do this, then it's Dutch. Now, it depends on the planning of that. We should do this.
See, the thing is, if a man said we should do this, are you automatically going to assume that it's Dutch? Because I don't know if I would.
It depends. Depends who plans it.
Okay, so him.
Because
if he plans it and he says we should do this, he's paying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In my mind.
Yeah, in my mind as well.
If he says, if I say to you, I want to go to the aquarium, like we were saying before.
Yeah.
Right. I'm paying because I said I want to go to the aquarium. Then I'm taking you to the aquarium. Yeah. Right. But if you say I like fish and I say I like fish too, and then we both say we should go to the aquarium.
Yeah.
Then we'll go Dutch.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like we both planned it. We both decided whatever the case may be. But we both made a conscious decision that we are going to the aquarium.
Yeah.
Now it's a little bit different if I say we should go to the aquarium and then like I go book the ticket, set everything up, and then I say on Wednesday we're going to the aquarium. I'm paying for the aquarium. Like I set it all up. I did whatever. I just said to you that we should do it.
Yeah.
At some point.
Yeah.
You know, it just means that the planning of it, whatever, I've done it, therefore I'm paying. You know, and yeah.
But when we're talking about first dates and stuff, if a man initiates the date and saying, we're going for dinner, right? You're assuming that he's paying, and you're at the table and the bill comes and he's like, let's go Dutch. What then?
Oh, no, I'll go Dutch.
And you're not hearing from me again. Yeah. Okay.
No. We're not.
No.
I don't even know why.
You will not. I won't even say bye to you, I don't think. After that.
Yeah.
You pay for it and I'm off.
I don't know why. Why did you think that was okay? Why do men think that to...
You know what? I feel like a lot of men do that to test you. Some of them. Not all the time.
Of what? Whether or not I got my own money. I will always have my own money. We're just not going to do that.
Yeah.
Like, I never go nowhere without having my own money.
Yeah.
Like, we're not... I don't understand women that go out without a purse and somehow end up home at the end of the night. I don't get it.
Yeah.
Like, respect to them. I personally would never do that in my life.
Yeah.
And I've seen it. I've heard it. Like,
I saw it on First Dates. Like the program. Have you seen it?
no, I haven't seen it.
Oh, yeah. No. I saw it. And the man was like, let's go Dutch. And I was just... And he was there, all happy, smiling, like, comfortable. And the woman was like, okay. She wasn't happy, though. She's like, she thought it was rude. And I was like, yes, it was fucking rude.
No, but the fact that you have to ask, like, the fact that you have to tell me, let's go Dutch, it means that you know you should be asking that question.
Explain.
If we're under the impression that we are going somewhere together, both of us already know we're going Dutch. You then don't have to wait for us to be, with the bill, and then you say to me, let's go Dutch. That's not... we already know from time I left the house, I'm going to bring my purse and my money and I have enough to pay, right? Now, if it's a case where you've asked me, I'm taking you out to dinner, I'll meet you at 8, we'll go wherever, we've got there, bill comes, and now you're saying, oh, let's go Dutch. You've let me sit down, eat my food, order whatever I wanted to order, the bill has come, and then you're informing me that I should be paying for my own food. You knew you shouldn't have asked that question.
Yeah.
You knew you went about this wrong.
True. Because, like you said, you would ask from the beginning.
Yeah. There would already been a mutual understanding of what's happening on the date.
And men should do that. Because if you think about it, say for example, like you're talking on the phone, and he's like, okay, let's go to dinner, and he asks the woman on the phone, oh, do you mind going Dutch? And she's like, no, we're not going Dutch. If you're taking me out, then you should pay. And he's like, no. You save money.
Yeah, everyone wins. Everyone wins.
Why are you going to spend money to test me? Make it make sense.
No, because that's dumb.
That is really stupid.
You said in your head, I'm going to take her out, I'm going to make her dress really nice, we're going to spend hella money, then when the bill comes, I'm going to put like, you did a lot for a test, babe. Like you went all out for a test. Like that wasn't necessary. You could have found out what type of woman she was, and this is what Kevin was saying. Like if ask better questions.
Yeah.
You know right off the bat what kind of woman she is or what she's willing to do if you ask her before the date, before the date.
Stop having like this general premise of what women are. Like what you think a woman may not actually be what a woman is, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because it's like what you're trying to do is confirm you're biased.
Yeah, you are. You're confirming your bias. Like you did that thinking that she was the type to get mad.
Yeah.
You was waiting to catch her out, which is confirming that you think all women are like that.
Right.
You know, which isn't the case. Not all women are like that. Like you've got both of us sitting here saying if you said we were going to go Dutch and we both picked the restaurant, we both decide where we're going, we would happily pay for our food. Like that's never going to be an issue.
But you're not going to hear from us again.
Right. Because you done all of that for a test.
Right.
You know, and what I said before is that I think a lot of men think that when it comes to dinner, they're not just paying for the food, they're paying for the woman also. And this is what Sam was saying. Like, Sam said, when I sent this to him, because it's like an Instagram clip, when I sent it to him, he was like, a lot of men think that they're getting something in return for the dinner. And that's why they get mad when they've spent money and they don't get anything else.
Yeah, but see, that's the thing. Well, they are kind of getting something in return, but not what they think it is. What they're getting in return is the woman's time.
Yeah.
But they're expecting something else.
But that ain't got shit to do with anything.
100%. But I'm just saying, that's where they go wrong.
But that conversation could also be had before you go to dinner.
Yeah.
Like that, you could ask me, not to make it like, well, it depends on who's comfortable, whatever, but like, you could also, like, certain things you could say without having to say it, right? Like, you could insinuate, well, I'm taking you out to dinner, and at the end of the night, we're going to my house. Like, you could insinuate those things before dinner actually happens. Yeah. And as a woman, she'd be like, no, we're not. Or she'd be like, oh, maybe. And then you know it's up for grabs.
Right.
Does that make sense? Mm. If it's not up for grabs, then she'll be like, I'm not going back to your house. Take me to my house. Like, then you know whether or not you're getting sex afterwards. Like, you ask better questions. Just ask better questions. We're not forcing you to ask those questions. We're not making you ask those questions. You are failing to ask the right questions and then are ending up with women that are taking advantage of you.
Yeah.
And that's the problem. Then you want
to chat shit.
Right. And I think it's harder than it seems, because if you don't necessarily know how to go about asking women certain questions, then it might seem harder than actually doing it in practice. Just because it's like me saying a woman getting used for her body is because she failed to ask the right questions, which isn't always the case. She could ask all the right questions and he could just be really, really good at what he's trying to do.
Yeah.
You know? So there still might be cases where you ask all the right questions, you go on a date and you never speak to this woman again. You know? Or she goes on a date with you and she dips afterwards. like that still may be the case.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean that you take that one woman and apply her to every other woman. Just like you don't take that one man that spoke to you for 3 months, had sex with you and dipped to every other man.
Yeah,
not everyone is the same. And by you going about it the way that you know and the best way that you can, means that at some point you will meet the right one.
Yeah.
You know? Because if you start to ask the right questions, you're going to weed out the bad ones.
Right.
There just might be some really, really,
there's always
really
going to be
good ones that
like,
know how to be bad.
It's always trial and error.
Yeah.
And there's always going to be problems. Like, this ain't no problem-free life.
No, it's not. And the thing is that we learn nothing from success.
Oh, 100%.
We only learn from failure.
Yes.
So I know it's annoying to say like, oh, someone wasted my time, or I spoke to them and nothing came out of it. But all of those experiences that you're going through is what's gonna help you when you actually meet the right person. Is what's gonna get you to that stage where you know exactly what to say. Like with the girl that Yasmin is talking about, she's gone through talking to loads of men, and now she knows exactly what she wants. She knows the question that she wants to ask, and she knows how to get to connection quicker because of all of that stuff. If she hadn't gone through all of that stuff, then she wouldn't be anywhere, and we wouldn't be able to give you this advice. So, like, you know, everything happens for a reason, but it's only through failure that you learn the real lessons that need to be learned. And if you're in a stage where you don't know what you want yet, you have to date. Like, you have to go through that. Oh, who are you? Hi, what's your name? You have to go through all of that. Otherwise, you're never going to find out what you want. And I feel like dating is made too young.
Yeah.
Because, like, I find it funny that we're now at a stage where us at 20 can say that we're tired of dating when we've got like 15 years more. Like, we haven't even touched the surface of like
we haven't even
how long
seen life yet. Like,
do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm at 20 being like, well, I don't, dating is boring, it's so long, men are annoying. Like, I'm 20. Like, I got
years.
Yeah, I got years to go through the way, like thousands of more days if I wanted to. Do you get what I mean? And I feel like social media has pushed this, like, this ability to, you know, start talking to people and DMing and chatting people up from a real young age.
Yeah.
And, like, the amount of people that you can talk to consecutively, like, back to back to back to back, has become ridiculous just because of social media.
Yeah.
You're getting to 20 and getting tired.
Getting burnout.
Yeah, like, come. How can you get to 20 and get to burnout of dating when people don't even know if you don't even know who you are yourself, let alone what you're trying to find.
Yeah, but then think about it. You don't know who you are, and your energy's drained. Someone's draining your energy. Of course, you're kind of bound to be burnt out by 20.
Yeah, but like, people finna be burning me out again for the rest of my life. There,
not till you get to a place where you know yourself.
Yeah, but then that would just be dumb, isn't it? Then these years of dating people when you don't know yourself is dumb, right? Like,
but that's what people be doing.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying is wrong. Like,
but they're not gonna know that because they don't know themselves.
Yeah, but okay. I agree. I just don't think okay. I agree. I just don't think the speed at which we're doing it is beneficial.
Yeah.
Like, dating at any age, like you said, failure, you learn from failure, right? So dating at any age, you're going to learn from failure. You're going to learn from, like, trying to date people and you don't know yourself. You're going to learn from all of that. But, like, the speed at which we can do it. Like, I can literally date someone for a month and then another month and then another month and then another. There's 12 months in a year.
Yeah.
That's a lot. I'm going to get burned out by 20. You know?
But I think it's also, like, the expectations in a relationship setting, because you have these 17-year-olds expecting to be fly out to Paris in like 2 months or 3 months or 6 months of dating. Like, what is the rush?
But with what money?
What money? But what? No, but even if they have the money, what is the rush?
Yeah, why? No, don't you have A-levels? Fuck off. Forget Paris. Don't you have any? Like, don't we have things to be
Yeah.
Like, it didn't get us anywhere.
Right.
We still here till this day. Like, it's, we like, you know what? Like, it doesn't help. Like, it doesn't. And then you have to go through your 20s talking about people that you dated in your teens. That doesn't exist. I'm sorry, it doesn't exist. It doesn't exist. Anyone that I spoke to or dated before 18
was a
doesn't
social
exist.
experiment. Swear to God. Yeah, no, you don't claim them after 20.
Yeah, no.
Are you joking?
No.
I'll be dead.
I don't even claim myself before 18. What?
Oh my days.
What? If you showed me a picture of me before 18, that's not me.
Yeah.
I was never there. Never existed.
Who?
Don't know who she is. You want me to claim the person that she was dating too? No, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It's not what we're doing. Like, it's not what we're doing. Like, it's fine. Don't worry about it. And this is what I mean. Like, you're expecting those... Like, we're at 20, right? Saying that we don't claim those men, right? That we spoke to 18 and under. You're expecting those men 18 and under to take to Paris.
Yeah, 18, 19, whatever. Don't claim none of them. What did you say?
What?
What was you saying? Expecting to go to Paris?
Yeah, you're saying... So we're saying that we don't claim those men before 18, right? Like, at 20, we don't claim them.
Yeah.
Obviously, at 18, we claimed them. But, like, now we don't claim them, right?
No, I don't claim not 18 either.
I forgot what I was doing at 18.
You're correct.
But before 18, we don't claim them. And there's literally girls walking around expecting people that are under 18 to take them to Paris.
Yes. Yeah, see?
Like, it's...
And then what? You're going to financially pressure a man to be taking you places or buying you things. And then what?
You don't even remember him. You don't even remember him by 20. You don't remember. Like, you remember him. You know of him.
No, you have to force yourself to remember. There's a difference. There's a difference. Thoughts will come to you, but you're like, wait.
Oh yeah,
that happened. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Oh yeah, that happened. Like, you don't.
Mm-hmm.
Like, even if there is a boy that, like, did take you to Paris, you're like, oh yeah, I went to Paris when I was like 17.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Like, you don't remember the trips that you went to.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Like, you don't remember things you do at school. So you doubt you're gonna remember the boy that you're talking to at 17, unless you're still talking to him when you're married and whatever.
You should
then,
not be.
Of course, that's fine. But, like, you would just, it's just not conducive. Like, it's just, we need to allow 18-year-olds to be 18.
Yeah.
You know? And I think that the norm now is, especially, like, with influencers and with like relationship couples, YouTube couples, Instagram couples, influence couples, we're seeing a lot of, like, privileged teens and expecting that of regular teens.
Yeah, ordinary. Yeah, exactly. Agreed.
You know, like,
You can't do that.
we can't do that. Like, you can't do that. I can't. Even at 20, I can't expect. Like, I'm at uni. What can I expect from a man at 20?
Yeah.
Like, I can have my standards. I can have my expectations. I can have whatever.
But you're realistic about it.
Yeah, but I have to be realistic. I can't be realistic about it.
But there's people who are living in denial.
And that's why they're single.
Yeah.
Because, you know, or that's why they're dating older.
Yeah.
Which is a whole different topic that we're not going to talk about.
Yeah.
But, like, you have to get to a place of, like, understanding and having real expectations, and maybe get off social media and start talking to real people.
Stop comparing your life to social media, because that's even that, right? Like, social media life, and the difference between real life and social media life is social media life is constructed.
Yeah, they show you the best of who they are.
Right. So you're comparing your real life situation to things that are constructed and may not be authentic.
Yeah, it's nearly never are authentic.
Right.
You know, and it's a nice ideal.
Yeah.
Like, it's a nice ideal. It's a nice thing to see, and everyone looks happy and great. But you know what? Like, you put your best self on social media.
Yeah.
So of course they put their best self on social media, and so you have to understand that. And when you start talking to, like, real people, you'll realize that real people cannot fulfill these influencer expectations that you have, like,
Yeah.
you know. And it's also a lot harder when we talk about it, because even off camera we were saying, obviously economically men make more money than women, all these things, right? But then when you come to at a real level, like my type personally, black men, but then when we get to black men and what they're making in comparison to white men, it's very different. The experiences that black men have during school and education and all of those things, very different from what other people and other races and whoever ever else is doing. So you have to understand what it is that you're looking for, and then realize that they might not be what you're expecting of them.
Yeah.
You know? And they might not have the same opportunities that everybody has. You know? Like, it is a lot easier to make money. It's a lot easier to make money on social media. But there are still biases that are involved.
In the algorithms.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's cultural bias in there.
Yeah. Like, even if you're a girl and is saying, well, I make money off Instagram, you're a girl, you're probably pretty, you know, you probably dress nice.
But even
a man
the colour
in your
of
same
your skin,
position,
even the colour of your skin can dictate how much money
you're going to make off a picture, right? And these are probably the conversations that you're not used to having. But even then, if you see, a man is probably not getting paid as much as a woman is for for being an influencer, just purely because fan base usually springs towards women than it does men.
Yeah.
You know, the algorithm is normally springing towards women than it is men. So these are the things that no one has these conversations with you about, and we are all in our own bubbles.
Yeah.
Like, we're all in our own bubbles. And even in class today, we was talking about how our perspective is always limited. Like, I can never not see the world through my own perspective.
Yeah.
That's never going to be the case.
It's limited, like, to your subjectivity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we're all subjective. Like, I can only see the world how I understand the world.
Yeah.
You can only see the world how you understand the world.
Yeah.
Right? So you have to just get around more people that understand the world differently for you to have a broader understanding of the world.
Right.
You know, and you can only do that by coming off of social media and actually talking to people and listening to their points of views. And I mean, while you're on social media, you can talk to us and listen to us, because, you know, we will broaden your understanding of the world. But, like, finding places that do that.
Yeah.
Like, even off camera, we were saying, like, Yasmin's behind the camera, guys. But Yasmin was saying...
I knew she was going to clip that.
Yasmin was saying that, like, it's interesting when we disagree with each other, and it's more of an interesting conversation when we do disagree than when we don't disagree, because we can sit here and agree with each other all day long.
Yeah.
What's gonna come from that? Just us here ranting, like, as we do sometimes. We do that sometimes. But, like, the most interesting conversations we have is where you're like, no, well, I think this. And I'm like, well, I think that. And then we're like, okay, like, and that's the most interesting part, like, and that's what you need. You need to get around some people who have different perspectives, as you see the world differently.
And you know what? Even if, like, there's nothing wrong also with agreeing and changing your mind, it doesn't make your point less valid, because, like, I will say something, Zara will say something also, and then it's like, nah, Zara's point actually makes more sense, but that doesn't make me less than.
Yeah, no. I'm not sitting here going, well, see, didn't I tell you?
Yeah.
Like, that's not what we're doing. It's just like I get where you're coming from.
Yeah.
And I feel like sometimes things sound really good in your head, and then you verbalize it, and you're like,
God damn, what?
No, that don't.
It didn't make that much sense.
Yeah, that does sound right. And, like, that's what's needed. That's why we have this. Like, that's why we have the platform to be like, well, I think this. And when you speak it, you're like, maybe I don't think that, actually.
Yeah.
Wait, let me change it. Let me just go back and reword this, or
like,
make a tweak. Make a tweak. Make it different. Make it sound properly, or whatever, like, the situation is. Half the time we don't even be speaking English. Well, I don't be speaking English half the time, because my English be doing some nonsense. But, like, what's in your head and how you actually verbalize it, and then having people who disagree with you makes a complete difference. And that's what the world is about. Like, it's better to have people around you that are differing your understanding so that you learn, rather than everyone just agreeing with you all the time. And that's what social media does. Social media will give you a confirmation bias.
100%.
The algorithm makes you think that you're right 24/7.
But it's to keep you engaged on their platform.
Yeah.
So that they make more money.
Yeah, because they're not going to give you a different perspective. You're going to come off the platform.
Yeah, it's not that you're right. It's just...
Yeah, it's just they're
They've got
doing
you
it, so
hooked.
you stay there.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That's why you tend to see all the things that you like whenever you go on social media because it's keeping you on the platform.
Right.
Now you going out of your way to see things that you might not necessarily like or that might push your view or push your understanding. It's better for you and it takes more work, but it's better for you. Like I remember it was like last year. Was it last year, Yasmin, that we went to the Quay? We was having a conversation because my explore page and Yasmin's explore page looks exactly the same. But like that's because we made it look like that. Like I'd like to look up black girls, hair, beauty, all of that stuff, right? Nails, but it's like strictly black women all over my explore page. But that's not actually the case. Like that's not the normal case. If I was to start a new account, there would be no black women on the explore page.
Oh yeah.
Like none, right?
Yeah.
And so we had to go out of our way to train our explore page, to train our algorithm
For
to
things
show
that
us
look
more,
like you.
to show us more things that look like us. And so you have to do that so that you are around things that are either differing from you or that are looking like you. Because I think when it's depending on your point of view, it can either be that you need something that looks exactly like you said, like following more people that look like you and have the same features and all that stuff, or it can be that finding people that have different points of view. But you still, either way, you have to go out of your way to see that because the algorithm is not going to give it to you firsthand. It's not going to show you that originally. So, try. But now you have the information, you could go and, do that. You can go and make the algorithm work how you want it to. But yeah, I think we're done. We're done.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.